Dreams USA Radio. We're live on location. We're up at the Somerville City Hall with Mayor Torchberry. He's in the house, and it's a live interview. I must say a special thank you to Mayor Torchberry and the City of Somerville for allowing us to be here this morning. And we're going to do a quick interview with the mayor and find a little bit about him, what he's up to, and all that good stuff. We are live on location. It's the special edition of the Artist Spotlight Show being brought to you by Music Dreams USA Radio. We are in our radio station, and we are live here in the City Hall. Mayor, how are you today?
I'm doing great, Russell. Thanks for stopping by. It's great to see you.
You as well, sir. And, I did my homework on you,
Yeah.
and you used to be a former engineer, and you are a citizen of Somerville. You were born and raised here, and you're an engineer, and here you are in one of the most important spots as the mayor now of Somerville. How's that make you feel?
Oh, it feels great. It's such an honor and privilege to serve the town you grew up in. As you know, Somerville's grown a great deal over time, and there are fewer and fewer people who were actually born and raised here that live here. But it's a special place, and it's a great opportunity to serve the place where you grew up and create, hopefully, a brighter future so that folks like my children will want to come back and grow their families here in our town.
Speaking of that, there's a lot of talk about the traffic and just the congestion and all that stuff. What is Somerville doing right now to kind of address that situation?
Well, we're doing a lot of things, but I'll tell you, the traffic situation isn't something that happened overnight. It actually happened over decades and decades of people moving farther out to a kind of a place where they could afford and a place where their kids could go to a good school. And Somerville's been a great place for people to raise their families. We have a great school district. So people would flock here when they couldn't afford living in Charleston. But they all work. Like 40% of our workforce works outside of our area, which creates everybody getting on the same roads to go into work. The traffic problem is very difficult to deal with, but we are dealing with it on multiple fronts. I serve as the vice chair of the CHATS committee, and that is the Metropolitan Planning Organization to help with transportation studies and transportation planning. We have multiple projects through our area. Some of those are transportation sales tax projects. We have Somerville's in 3 counties, Berkeley, Charleston, and Dorchester, and all 3 of those have transportation sales tax programs that help improve the infrastructure that we're currently using. But we have to think differently, not only from working on our roads and improving our roads, but we need to think differently if we really want to solve this challenge, and that is to create a place where folks can work and have their high-paying jobs here closer to town so that they don't have to hop in the car and get on I-26 or Highway 61. So we're working on that. We're trying to strengthen our employment centers here in town, create opportunities for investment. Most of the folks who work elsewhere, they have to drive an hour in traffic. Think if we can get them closer to home, how their quality of life improves. We were talking about family earlier, and time with your family is important. So, and it's very valuable, and you never know how long you're going to have. So if we can improve folks' quality of life, get them home sooner so they can spend time with their kids, that's a really special thing. We're laser focused on that, as well as improving the infrastructure we have and creating opportunities for our citizens to move more efficiently.
Other than the traffic, do you see any other areas of opportunity that maybe need to be addressed at this point? If so, what are they?
Well, there's a lot of them. One of the highlights, since we're talking about traffic, is creating opportunities for folks to have other modes of traffic or transportation. So thinking bicycle and pedestrian safety, that could help making a more walkable community, can help relieve traffic. Mass transit is happening in our region with Low Country Bus Rapid Transit, but it's not getting to Somerville on this first phase. So we're working hard to connect the Bus Rapid Transit to our citizens directly here in town as well on future phases. That's just the transportation and traffic aspect, but really encouraging investment in our town, creating opportunities for folks to invest here. To me, making an employment center closer to where the workforce is one of the best things we can do. And we're working hard on that.
I want to switch up a little bit here. Recently, Charlie Kirk assassinated. Just before that, President Trump assassination attempt. I mean, it just seems like the world is changing in a really, really crazy way. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, it's heartbreaking. What makes Somerville so special is not the buildings and it's not the environment we have, it's the people we have. And Somerville is a special place because we respect each other. We genuinely care for each other and we watch out for each other. And I don't want that ever to change. So, from a leadership standpoint, we always want to conduct our business transparently but respectfully. I think if we set the tone, we can be an example for others around us. People are easily go on social media and really forget that they're communicating with other humans. And I want people to remember that we need mutual respect. That's the foundation of what our country was founded on, was individual rights, but also the fact that each individual is valuable. And I think Charlie Kirk supported that as well, recognizing the human side of all of us. And when we disagree, that's okay. Let's be respectful through our disagreement and not dehumanize any entity or group. We can really set that standard from a leadership standpoint. I think our town council does a fantastic job of that. Now, in regards to public safety, our public safety professionals in the town of Somerville are the absolute best in the business. So proud of them. So if anything were to come out, our folks are respectful, but I will tell you, you do not want to do anything against the law in the town of Somerville. Our folks are the best of the best, but they will make sure you pay.
Yes, sir. And speaking of that, since we're live on the air, I have to give a shout out to the Somerville Police Department. They actually worked with us on a few cases, and the Somerville Police Department has done an amazing job, and it's been absolutely unbelievable. But I want to switch gears again. I want to talk about the at-will law and the at-work law. Obviously, you're aware of those laws, right? Do you think maybe it's a time that they maybe need to be revisited?
I don't know. South Carolina is a right-to-work state. I haven't had any real issues with that. I know we were speaking earlier of some of your experiences that may be difficult, but I know those can be handled through the court system. The benefit of individual rights or individual rights for each entity, whether it's the worker or the employer, and making sure that you protect both of those, I think is important in South Carolina, and I would support that. But old laws sometimes need to be revisited. So, if there are flaws in any ordinance in the town, which this is not town related, but from a state level, if there are errors or issues within any legislation, I'm all for folks taking another look and trying to improve what's out there.
Absolutely. And take a quick break in. Attorney Ashley Kelly, if anyone out there who's watching right now will be watching later, if you are having any issues, make sure you reach out to Attorney Ashley Kelly, and she'll take care of you. Look her up on Facebook. And so as we continue with our interview, as we wind down, is there anything you'd like to share with our audience?
No, I just want folks to come visit Somerville. Somerville is a very special place. We have the best people, like we've already spoken of, but we have incredible shops and restaurants. There's a real renaissance going on in the heart of Somerville right now, and you would be amazed at the quality of shopping, the quality of the restaurants. The best, I'm telling you, we're becoming a foodie town and a great place to spend your afternoon shopping. So come visit us, enjoy the beautiful town of Somerville.
One last question for you, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah.
All right. So when your time is up as being the mayor, what is one thing you would want people to remember you by?
I would want people to remember me as someone who helped the future be better from a quality of life standpoint and opportunity standpoint for all of our residents. I would want people to look back and say, the efforts that they made when Russ was there, when Russ was on council, and the council of our time, that we improved the quality of life and had a brighter future for each and every one of our residents. That's what I would want.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate your time this morning, and much success as you continue in your unbelievable role that you're doing right now. And thank you for all that you do for us. And hope you have a great rest of your day, sir.
Thank you, Russell. Appreciate you stopping by.
All right. And that was a live interview here with Mayor Torchberry right here in the City Hall of Somerville. Again, it's a special edition of the Artist Spotlight Show being brought to you by Music Dreams USA Radio. We are an iHeart radio station. Till next time, friends, we'll see you soon on Music Dreams USA Radio. Have a great day, everyone.